Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, depending on when you're watching this. Hope you had a good day. Hope you had a peaceful day. If work was stressful, don't worry about it. If you're missing the football, I think England played tomorrow or they played Saturday. I don't really know. I don't try and follow international friendlies all that often. But we're in this video talking about Matias Soulé, the Juventus winger on loan to Frosinone, obviously someone that we've had interest in previous. We're talking about some quotes from him, as well as really, really damning verdicts and possibilities for Chelsea and their financial fair play, as well as Conor Gallagher wages and contract updates, and it's not looking good. So, yeah, just want to say that if you are new, subscribe. If you're welcome to join us for the journey. And let's start with Matias Soulé. And he said, when he was talking about Al Ittihad from Saudi Arabia, he said, yes, they wanted me from Saudi, but I decided against that move. I'd like to have a chance at Juventus for sure. My dream is to play in the Premier League one day. It's just a fantastic league. Now, this is a guy who has done fantastically well on loan to Frosinone this season. Obviously, he's a sort of they sort of compare him a little bit to a Paulo Dybala, you know, that left footer, can cut in from the right, can play in the hole, can play up front if you truly needed him to. He's had a really, really good season. Obviously, another one of Juventus' next startlets that are coming through. And Juventus, by the way, have been talking about the fact they can't compete with the Premier League for like signing players, wages, all those things. They're putting all of their money into youth development, allowing them to kind of, from there, develop into being Juventus of old again. And Matias Su would be one of those guys that's coming through, really. And the fact he wants to play in the Premier League, we know that Crystal Palace have had an interest in Matias Su. We know we've had an interest in Matias Su. I thought it was interesting to kind of bring this in, because sometimes we don't really talk about the players that we've had interest in previous, and they don't sort of come up again. This is a player that we would still be interested in. I do genuinely think that, because of the Juventus connection through Fabio Paratici, because of the fact that we've signed players from Juventus, former Juventus players, or there were current Juventus players. There's 4 in the squad as it is right now. So we have that connection. It's easier for us to do a deal than it would be a Crystal Palace or another Prem team, because of the fact we have that connection. I don't hate the idea of Matias Su. I just think when we look at the winger situation, I would want a marquee name. That's why I talk about the Eberechi Eze's and the Pedro Netos, for example. You'd want that real out-and-out top winger. And then you'd want to bring another guy in where you think he can be that maybe in a couple of years' time. Let's bring him in now. Let's develop him now. Matias Su could be that guy. There's no reason why it couldn't be, Right, I want to spend some time on this Conor Gallagher Chelsea verdict. Let me start with the Chelsea verdict first. And it came from the Mail Sport, who said, Chelsea and Newcastle hopes of selling players by PSR's June 30th deadline is dealt a significant blow, with international bosses set to refuse access to stars during Euro 2024. Shock. You want to do well at Euro 2024. You might want to win Euro 2024. You don't want clubs meddling around the players, even though, yes, they're their players. You don't want them meddling around, because you try not to meddle around with them when the season's on, right? So, look, we know Chelsea have to sell. They have to raise 100 million by the end of June. That's a lot of money to raise. Yes, they'll sell Lewis Hall to Newcastle. I think they get about 27, 30 million for. They want to sell Brozier. They want to sell Trevor Chalobah, Mark Cucurella, potentially Sterling, maybe a keeper. I think Thiago Silva will probably jump off the books in the summer anyway. But they have to raise that money. Otherwise, they're going to get points deductions. They're going to be in trouble. And they're going to be in trouble going forward for the next few years because of these issues of, £1.19 billion spend since Clearlake and Bowley came in. So when we fast forward into this Conor Gallagher article, it says exclusive: Conor Gallagher told to drop his wage demands by Chelsea or he will be sold in the summer. This is what I'm talking about. He doesn't want to sign a new contract because they're probably asking him to take a 25% pay cut, even though his performances have actually improved and gone up. So they're going, look, you've done really well. Thanks for that. We're gonna give you a new long-term contract, but we're going to reduce your pay. Imagine you go into your work and going, look, I've been killing it. Here comes the pay rise. And they go, you have been killing it. Well done, really well done. And we're going to actually offer you less money and we need you to take that now. You'd go, do you want me to do the same job, if not higher performance-wise, and less money? You're going, absolutely not. So when people in the comments saying, you might be one of those people when you're listening to this saying, why would they sell him? They're not going to sell him. Please reread that screenshot that I put in that video. Please reread that, because it will explain everything to you as to why they need to sell players. This isn't a Gallagher isn't good enough. He won't sign a contract because he's not good enough. We're going to move him on. This is we can't actually afford to keep him because of PSR, because of financial fair play. This is why. And then when people go, but why would we want to help them out? We're not going to go in there and go, here's 50 million. Thanks very much. Yeah, we're going to give them what they want. No, we're going to go, here's 25 million. They're going to go, no, we want 45. And Spurs are going to go, June 18th. Let's speak in a couple of weeks, shall we? And you're going to get Chelsea going, let's not speak in a couple of weeks. Let's speak now, please. We need to get him gone now. So, look, you have that situation on your hands. I think Chelsea get out of it. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm just saying they're going to have to sell some pretty key players to get out of it. You know, you're not going to be getting all your money from, you know, your real rubbish backup players. You know, no one's going to give you 25, 30 million for Mark Cucurella. They're just not. They're just not. He's on big money, so why would they bother? You know, Raheem Sterling's on 300 grand a week. You're not going to get 50, 60 million for Raheem Sterling. Just not. The players in that squad, I genuinely think there's not many of them that have any real true value. They're talking about reselling Reece James. Who's going to offer money for Reece James when he can play 3 games every year? Trevor Chalobah's a bit injury prone. Why would you get given 30, 40 million for him? You're not going to. So Conor Gallagher being the guy that you can get 35, 40 million for, even though he's only got 1 year left in his contract, that's why they're looking to probably move him. Even though it's maybe not the right thing, it's the thing that makes the most logical sense purely for the fact they want to be able to survive and get out of this PSR nonsense that they're in. So that's why I keep talking about Gallagher. Yeah, I'm bored about talking about him, I can't lie, but it's important when we talk about these things to understand the full context. So don't think of Chelsea selling Spurs. Try not to think of that because that's not really relevant. Try and think of Chelsea need to sell. If Spurs are the only team that want him, or Spurs are the only team that seriously can offer any money that we might take, he's going there. It's either, you know, why would they cut their noses off, take a 6 to 8 points deduction, then just sell him to us, and they don't have that issue. They can continue to actually balance the books from that for 3 years as well. They get 3 years of accounts. Him being sold for 40 million helps those 3 years accounts. They could get another points deduction. They get multiple points deductions, Chelsea. They want to try and actually limit all of that damage, you know? So we shall see. But anyway, guys, then the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comments section. Your thoughts and feelings about Matias Su. Would you want him? Do you not want him? Give me your reasons, all those sort of things. Obviously, give me your honest opinions about Chelsea's financial fair play situation and the fact they want Conor Gallagher to take a wage cut. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification for more. Better guys, then the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.